On a cold autumn night, when dry leaves crunched underfoot, Jack, a young skeptic of all things supernatural, decided to take a shortcut through an old, abandoned cemetery to get home faster. His friends had always warned him about this place, calling it cursed and haunted, but Jack paid no attention to such tales. To him, it was just an old cemetery, nothing more. As he approached the cemetery's entrance, a strange feeling crept into his heart, but he did not change his mind. He stepped into the darkness, and the wind howled through the ancient trees and around the old gravestones, creating a terrifying atmosphere. Jack tried to ignore the sounds, but with each step he took, he felt as if someone or something was watching him. As he walked further into the cemetery, a heavy silence enveloped the Suddenly, a soft rustling sound caught his attention, like the sound of fabric brushing against stone. Jack stopped and looked around, but saw nothing but dark, looming shadows and gnarled trees. Just the wind, he muttered to himself, trying to shake off the fear. But as he continued walking, he felt his footsteps grow heavier. His heart began to race, and the wind's eerie howling filled his ears. Suddenly, he spotted an old, decrepit mausoleum, its door hanging ajar, as if waiting for an unwelcome guest. He hesitated, but a strange force seemed to draw him closer. With each step, a low, mournful moan drifted from within the mausoleum. Terrified, Jack wanted to turn back and run, but his legs felt glued to the ground. At that moment, a dark, formless shadow emerged from the mausoleum and began to move toward him. The stench of decay filled the air, wrapping around Jack like a thick fog. Fear gripped him, and a scream tore from his throat as he turned and fled toward the cemetery's exit. He felt the shadow closing in on him, and every moment seemed to stretch as he ran for his life. As he neared the gate, the air grew still, and just as suddenly as it had begun, the chase ended. The shadow vanished, and he found himself standing in the bright lights of the street. His heart pounded in his chest, and his eyes were wide with fear as he realized he had escaped. When he reached home, he couldn't sleep that night. Images of the shadow and the eerie moans haunted his mind. From that night on, Jack never dared to approach the cemetery again. He warned others to stay away, believing it harbored secrets that should remain hidden. His story soon became a local legend, and people would ask him to recount it. Jack would warn them never to walk by the cemetery at night. From that day forward, the cemetery was seen as a cursed place that no one dared to approach. The chilling memory of that night served as a stark reminder that some places are best left undisturbed, especially when darkness falls.